completely like a comb over type deal. More and more hairspray to really lock it in. It just consumed up so much of my mental energy. Wanted to take control. So I finally was just so tired of obsessing about it.
Actually, it's, you know what, that might be all the one you want to go.
It doesn't feel very good.
It looks good.
It's all on your head.
Actually, it looks
It's
good.
actually all on your head. We cannot keep it like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Not that way. No.
It's the hairline's bad, isn't it?
It's just a hairline, yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like a strip.
It does look, honestly, it kind of looks better like this than it did before.
I'm telling you, I tell you
No,
what.
not at all.
Looks good.
Your head's not a weird shape at all, Sammy.
Nah, you're fine.
I think you're going to be really surprised.
I can't believe I just let her do that.
I think it looks good.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe Jackie. That's the
She
only one.
wouldn't tell you that. She wouldn't look at you.
Hey Sam, I love it. Hey,
You would tell me it looks
hey,
good.
you need to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
I like it.
Look at
Look.
Daddy. Daddy's getting his haircut. He looks different. Wow.
I'm thinking I want to have that.
You want to go 3 all the way? People be doing that a lot. You gotta go look at it.
Hey Sam, it looks good. I mean it does. I know you're gonna shave it because you're not gonna like it.
You're not gonna
It
like
does.
the hairline.
Yeah, the hairline's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah. It's pretty.
I didn't notice until 2016, 2017. I had no idea. All the way up until like high school, they called me watermelon head. Some of these kids in school, because I had a big head. I was a pretty overweight kid. Up until high school, I had like real nice hair. I always had long hair. I always had like the in-style haircuts from then on. From high school, I lost a bunch of weight. I wouldn't say I found my identity in that, but I got real comfortable with like my head and my hair, and I always had real thick hair. I was in the car with my now wife, and her best friend was sitting on the side of me, and her best friend just put her hand on my head, like just messing around, and was like, "Why are you getting really thin up here?" And I was like, "What? No, I'm not." And I like felt it, and I kind of felt what she was talking about. And then it started, like I started taking pictures like constantly, looking in the mirror, asking my wife about it, and it was just like obsessive from there. The next couple of years, it just kind of got drastically worse. In the beginning, I could hide it pretty well, pretty easily. And then I'd really have to get intentional about like trying to get a good mirror, get every part of it, not get it wet. In the beginning, I just used like a gel almost, and then I'd use some hairspray. And then as it got worse, I had to use like more and more hairspray to really lock it in. The wind would hit me just right. And when it got bad, it would like completely like a comb over type deal. I have a pretty big family, so we're always having pool parties or get-togethers like that. I would never go in the pool. Once I got it wet, it was kind of a wrap. I'd have to go through my whole showering routine again if I got it wet or messed it up at all. I'm a police officer.
Okay, yeah.
So when I'm on the street, I'd always have to bring a hat just in case it started raining and I was stuck outside. I'd have to put the hat on. It just consumed up so much of my mental energy. Then it started wearing on my wife as well, because I'd constantly be asking her about it. I'd ask her to check and make sure everything like is covered, or I'd even have to get her help to help me out sometimes. Like, can you like make sure everything's good back here? She's like, when are you just gonna shave it? And I'm like, I can't shave my head. You know what other people are gonna think of me? Like, they're gonna think I'm crazy. So I came across your channel, and when I started watching those videos, I was like, man, these guys look pretty good. And then it was like my mission. I was like, all right, someone's gotta have a head like mine. I'm gonna find somebody that looks bad. I went through dozens and dozens of your videos. I'm like, all these guys look great. And my wife was like, the majority of people think that other people are thinking about them, when in reality, they're all thinking about themselves too. I noticed even when I shaved my head afterwards, I was like, oh great, now I'm gonna have to hear everybody make fun of me or whatever. And I'd see somebody new and they're like, oh man, I really like it. And then it was just on about what we were doing. They're like, so what do you want to get for lunch or whatever? I'm like, that's it. Or some people didn't even say anything. It's like our training, the 6-month training.
Yeah.
We would have like a photographer taking pictures, and they'd take pictures from the back sometimes, and people would be like, oh my gosh, Sam, like the back of your head, what's going on? I was like, oh no.
Can you remember what it was that got you across that line?
One, just knowing there's like a community of guys kind of with the same or similar insecurity of like feeling out of control when it comes to starting to lose your hair. I kind of just wanted to take control instead of just losing it. So I finally was just so tired of obsessing about it. I have a almost 2-year-old son. I'm like, I wouldn't want him to feel that way. So, and I wouldn't want him to see me hiding something. 2 days before I decided to do it, my uncle had asked to meet up with me. He recently shaved his head and he looks great and he seems a lot happier. And I was just like, man, maybe I should do it. Honestly, it felt super anticlimactic. Like I thought everyone was gonna be like, oh my gosh, like, what did you do? But everyone was like my whole family was around and they were like, it looks great. What does everybody want for dinner? Like they just moved on. I was like, wait a second. Let's stay here for a minute.
Yeah.
After getting used to it myself for about a week or two, I just feel a lot less exhausted from constantly obsessing about it. I think I have a lot more time back and energy just not worrying about it.
Is there anything that you would, say to guys if they see this video and they're kind of on the fence?
Yeah, I mean, I would just ask them, like, what is it that you want to do? Because deep down, I really wanted to just shave my head and not worry about it, but I was so worried about what other people thought. Whether you walk into the gym or whether it comes to your appearance, the majority of people are thinking about themselves and they're obsessing with themselves. So most people just don't care about you, to be honest. So I would just ask, like, what do you want? And is it taking up too much of your mental energy? Are you obsessing about it? So then you could decide to make a change.
Wish you all the best, man. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.